So Jackson is at school. He's getting picked up right now. He's going to be here, but I'm going to go ahead and get started on a couple things without him so we can get this done before dark, hopefully. You'll notice we got our new fuel pump here that we ordered from carparts.com, and we have the instructions. Step number 1 says relieve fuel system pressure. Well, we don't have to do that because we ran it out of gas and there's no fuel in it. Step number 2 is disconnect the battery. Most cars, you got a battery there and you're going to want to disconnect those. With our truck, it's set up a little bit different. We have a battery kill switch in here, which cuts off all the power to the truck. And you can see if we turn this on, we have power. You can hear the beeping. If we turn that off, there's no more power. So that's the same thing as disconnecting the battery. So step number 3 says empty the fuel tank. We're going to ignore that step. We emptied it on our own at the racetrack by running it out of gas, and we did fill it back up, but we're going to have to do things a little bit differently, and I'll explain why in a second. Step number 4 is remove the fuel tank. Probably want you to empty the tank because it's pretty heavy, and if it was full, it'd be really, really heavy. But we're not going to remove the fuel tank. On most cars, you would have to come over here, and you'd see they got these straps here, and somewhere along that strap is a nut, and you'd loosen that up, and these straps here would come down and slowly lower the fuel tank down, and then you'd get rid of them. But since this isn't your average everyday car, we've had similar issues with the pump already, we went ahead and just cut a hole in the floorboard, and we accessed the fuel pump that way. Step number 5, remove the fuel pump from the tank. So, you can see on here there's this outer ring here. This turns, it's not going to turn very easily. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a hammer and a flathead screwdriver and tap it in the loosen direction until that ring starts to turn, and then I can turn it with my hands. So, we're going to pause and I'll update you in a minute. Alright, so now we've loosened the ring. You can see you can turn it by hand. It turns easier. I'm going to take note of that little arrow that points towards the front of the truck. That's probably important for the positioning of the next one. Also, you'll see this electrical cord here. This has to be disconnected, and I don't know if you can see it up that way, but just in front of the fuel tank, that's the deck of my trailer that you're looking for and seeing. There's a little connection on here. I crawled underneath the truck a minute ago. I couldn't hold the phone at the same time. We went ahead and disconnected that. So now we're going to disconnect these other lines here and take note of which ones go there. So looking at the new one here, looks like it's set up much the same way. It's got the wires coming through. It's got the 2 little pegs for the fuel. And I'm going to kind of look at this. This one doesn't have an arrow on it, but I'm going to remember that it's situated with the wires towards the back, just like this one. You got a little yellow knob and a little blue knob. And I'm going to remember that the blue wrapping there is going to actually go on the yellow knob. Don't ask me why, but that's what I'm going to remember so we put it back together right. Alright, a couple things to take note of. This is the sending unit. This is what sends the signal to the inside of your car to tell you when your tank is empty or full. It's got a float on it, it goes back and forth. This one we tested several months ago with a multimeter, and we moved it up and down and didn't get a different reading no matter how we set it. So we knew that that part was bad, and unfortunately that and the fuel pump on this vehicle come all together, so if you're changing one, you got to change them both. I want to bring up again the note about disconnecting the battery, disconnecting all power. And that's probably why, you know, we had the tank full and the truck's sitting backwards. It's kind of leaning downhill a little bit. So we've got gas all over the place. So don't smoke while you're doing this, and definitely don't have anything that can make a spark anywhere in the area, or else it could be a very bad day. Alright, next we're going to take the new unit. I'm going to carefully set it in place. It's going to probably spill a lot more gas as we're doing this, if anything should. cable is up and out of the way. And yeah, it's spilling a bunch of gas. Fun, fun, fun. Just let that sit there for a second. Again, I'm looking, you got the wires in the back, kind of letting that fill up on its own and sip up some of the gas. I'm going to kind of position it like the old one was, one in the front, one in the back. What?
You drained all my gas!
Just a little bit.
If we start a fire, I'm blaming it on you.
Sounds good. You want to help me put it back together?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me show you what we need to do.
Put
First
some
thing you
wires
need to
together.
do is go change out of your cool school clothes and your soccer jersey
Whatever.
into regular clothes.
Okay.
Thanks, love you.
Hey babe,
Yeah.
you want to know what makes vehicles run?
Gas?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't do very good without it, huh?
Helpful to have it in there.
Yeah. Thanks. Alright, you ready to help? Okay, what we're gonna do is, come over here. You got a screwdriver. You're gonna put it on these little notches and you're gonna tap it that direction. You're gonna keep going until it gets all the way tight.
Back in the truck so I can
Sure. You wouldn't happen to know where any of my hammers are, would you? Like,
I know where two of them are.
where? In your tree fort?
They're not there anymore.
Yeah,
I didn't touch them. Last time I saw them, they were over there.
Yeah. Last time you saw them, they were where?
Knowing Mom building my desk or whatever, she probably took
Oh, Mom did it. Okay. Yeah, climb in the truck. Alright, got a screwdriver?
Yep. Try that.
Piece of wood. No, don't try. Grab a piece of wood. You're going to use the piece of wood like a hammer, since we can't find any of my hammers. You're going to hold this on this notch and then tap the screwdriver. And I'm going to go in a second and let you do it. Got it? Now, just keep going until that thing's tight all the way around. You don't have to hit it real hard, just hit it nice and soft. Just little taps, a little bit at a time. Stop. So it looks like the new one does not have the little snap fittings, so we're going to have to figure out how to take these off and put them on the new one.
Did you look in the box?
When you're starting.
I already did.
You already did. Alright, so for anybody that was wondering, we figured out how to get these off. These have the little tabs that work on the connectors over there, but they also hold into this little flange. So to get these off, you have to kind of pry out that little tab and lift up on one side. Hold that side up. You spin it around. You pry up. And do the other side. And then you pull it off. Mr. Jackson here.
And then so I already have that set. But you grab these little things right here and they slide right on. You click in like that. And then, so if there's not a click, then it's probably not in all the way. And you just hit that and hear it click. If you don't hear it click, then you probably need to spin the little cap around a little bit because it's not lined up good. Like right now, because that's not lined up.
Get where your video's at. There you go.
It should go. It clicked.
Now they're in place, right?
Yep.
So now the last step is we got to fish this wire back through. Let me see so they can see where we're fishing it. Fishing it back through the front. Again, most people would probably take the tank all the way off, but we didn't. And then I'm going to crawl underneath the car and reconnect that. You want to reconnect it?
Yeah.
All right, you crawl underneath there and reconnect it. Don't lay in the gas. It'll make you all itchy and burny. All right, look at the way it goes. Make sure it lines up. And then gently push it together until it snaps. Yeah, babe.
This way.
I think he's only texting you.
Okay.
And you're being recorded. Love you.
Oh, love you too.
It doesn't want to click together.
You want some help?
There's like a tab or something.
Well, let me take a look at it real quick and make sure all the pins line up the same. Did you get it? Alright. We'll put the phone down for a minute. Let me look. Alright, we have got it connected. Hey Jackson, why don't you get in your truck, don't start it. What I want you to do is Yeah, I want you to turn the power on and turn the key on and then turn the key off and turn the key on and then turn the key off, but don't turn it over to start it. Yeah, do that a few times and I'm gonna listen to make sure it's working. I heard something. All right, do it slowly, do it a few times. All right, well maybe it knows you got enough pressure. Let me climb out from underneath the truck and then we can try starting it. All right, so partial good news. We have a gas gauge that works now. Bad news is truck hasn't started yet. We're working on it.